Hi everybody, welcome back to this week's Relationship Tips with Jen. I'm Jen, your licensed and marriage and family therapist, bringing you tips every single week to better your relationship. And today, this week's tip is all about how to raise an emotionally strong child. So first off, what do you think of when I say emotionally strong? Well, unlike some opinions, raising an emotionally strong child does not mean teaching them to suppress their feelings and emotions. It does not mean that they have to be really tough and hard on the outside or to not care and to really only look out for themselves. Actually, raising an emotionally strong child requires being emotionally and mentally strong yourself. You are able to be resilient, you're able to bounce back from expectations that you've had for yourself and for others. And being mentally strong also means that you are cognitively empathetic to other people's feelings and emotions. And you're also able to understand both the difference between being rational and being emotional. So today I am going to give you 6 strategies for raising an emotionally strong child, and I am going to help you have those strategies so that that child can also become an emotionally strong adult. The first strategy that you want to use when teaching your child how to be emotionally strong is how to problem solve. So discipline should be about giving direction and learning from mistakes so that you can do better next time. It should not involve shame of any kind. Anytime there is shame in disciplining, all that does is make the problem worse and make your child feel even worse. The best way to problem solve with your child is to be patient with them. Understand that they are beginners, and every time you started something new in your life, you were going to make a few mistakes, and your child is going to make a few mistakes. They also have the brain of a child, and children are slower at learning certain things than adults because their brain is not as fully developed as an adult's brain. So you're likely going to encounter a few setbacks and make a few mistakes, but if you teach your child how to problem solve, how to help them ask themselves questions and get through tough situations, then the next time they encounter a roadblock, they will be more likely to get through it themselves. Secondly, teaching your child how to reframe their negative self-talk will only benefit them in the future and again help them turn into healthy adults. As I said in the first strategy, shaming never works. So anytime your child is feeling a negative emotion or having that negative thought, teach them how to reframe that thought into something more positive so that in the future, instead of saying hurtful things to themselves and only motivating themselves through shame, they actually motivate themselves through positive reinforcement. And in the future, this will help build resilience and build their capabilities. The third strategy to implement when raising a healthy, strong kid is going to be to teach your child how to feel uncomfortable so that they can grow. I know for so many parents, it's really hard to watch your children fail. It's hard to watch them be sad and feel helpless. But just like I've written before, the only way to learn how to grow is to learn how to feel comfortable when you're uncomfortable. And you want to teach that sentiment to your child. So let your child be bored and figure out what to do on their own. Don't always be the one to come up with ideas and to entertain them. Let them fail and learn how to succeed from that failure. You can even allow them to be afraid within certain reason. As your child leans towards their own fears, they develop confidence so that in the future, they know that they can master anything that comes their way and they can face their fears instead of running away from them. The fourth strategy for raising a mentally strong kid is to teach them how to form healthy relationships. Modeling a healthy relationship through your own partner or through your spouse is actually the first step in showing your child what a healthy relationship looks like. When they are searching for significant others in the future, if you have a healthy relationship, I guarantee that they will look for somebody who matches that ideal relationship that you also have. Help your children be social and encourage play dates. encourage them to go out with their friends so that they do learn how to make healthy connections with others. Another strategy is to reinforce values and generosity during just general everyday activities. Teaching your child to say please and thank you will go a long way in helping them be grateful for what they have, and it will help them develop an optimistic and positive mindset for the future. So even small things like going to the grocery store and teaching them to say thank you and please to the cashier on their way out, or asking them to say please when they want something, being generous among their toys and teaching them how to share, all of those things will teach your child how to be generous and positive for their future. So the final skill that you want to teach your child in order to become a healthy, mentally strong adult is all about emotional regulation and how to regulate their own emotions. Don't just let your child's tantrum control you because you're uncomfortable with what they're doing. Instead, set boundaries around certain behaviors and emotions and teach your child actually how to label their feelings instead of emotionally vomiting it into the world. So something simple that you can really do is you can print out an emoji feelings chart, which is basically just a bunch of faces that show different kinds of feelings, and you can obviously get them online or you can even make one for yourself. And when your child is having a feeling that they do not know how to label, you can ask them to say and ask them to label it, but you can also ask them to go to the chart and point out a face that mostly matches their emotion. Then talk to them about it and help them label what that face is. No person should depend on somebody else to emotionally regulate their feelings, and that is a rule that we live by as adults, so it's important that we teach our children the same thing. That's it for today. Thanks again for watching this week's tip. As always, if you have any questions or if there's something specific that you want me to talk about, then feel free to reach out. And I will see you next week for next week's tip. Bye.